What's up, guys? Kicho no Chi here, and today I want to do two things I want to do for a while. I know everybody did like what if Deku had all for one, but I kind of want to do it like there's one for and all for one. Yeah, I want to do like what if Deku had all for one on this what if alternate universe what if, but this is going to be an 18 only, and he's going to have another thing. So we're going to add two things to it. This is going to be what if Deku had all for one and summoning. Well, summoning. So basically, he can summon things from other universes, dimensions, like stands or anything. Like we're going to basically make Deku broken, but not from the beginning. We're going to start him slowly going up. But this is going to be an 18 only because it's going to be gore, blood, possibly rape, possibly not, probably not. All depends on the situation. Depends on how I do it. But we ain't gonna do no rapey. Probably not. All right, we ain't gonna do no rapey. All right, we're not gonna do no rapey. Possibly murder, sex, gore, possibly that, but no raping. All right, no raping. All right, I take that back. No raping. All right, guys, let me stop. All right, no raping. All right, all right. I watched this YouTuber Rami X and that Naruto thing and the Donzo kind of killed my vibe a couple of times. So but we're not gonna do no raping on this. This is an 18 only, but it could be sex, gore, blood, and possibly kids getting beat up and getting kicked. Depends. All right, depends on how I do it. All right, but we start off with pretty much Deku being bored. Now Deku is pretty much bored, and he is like, and I'm gonna say his father is not awful, but basically he's born, and his life is like kind of opposite. Like he has pretty much a personality, not a personality thing, but basically he's born. And he has a twin brother, and I'm gonna say, and they're both named Deku. Their names are Deku because their parents like Inko, she pretty much this one to name them both Deku. Well, no, one is named Deku and the other one named Zeus, but they're basically twins. But she wanted to name the other one Zeus because she thinks like, hey, he's like much better than Deku because as they're born, like like his brother has like the same hair color but like dark green, and Deku has light green. So they're born, and pretty much Inko, she suffered from a depression. So half her time she can't really like take care like Deku or Zeus, but Zeus, he take care of his younger brother Deku. He tries his best to like find food and stuff because Inko, she can't get a job with her depression and stuff. It's like a stage, like a level 10 bad depression. She's trying her best to like put her stuff together for the children, but it's just too hard. So and Deku has like basically a quirk all for one, but Zeus he has like a different quirk. His quirk is pretty much like lightning. Yeah, lightning. So like yeah, but like his lightning is like basically how can I say this? Zeus is pretty much like kind of like the reincarnation of Zeus. He's not like the avatar for him. No, he's like the reincarnation of Zeus because gods can be reincarnated too. So, but like Zeus doesn't know. So Deku, basically trying his best to figure out how to help out mom until they go to the quirk doctor, and the doctor says like they both don't have a quirk except for like Deku. Deku is like, it's confusing because they're trying to figure out what the hell is his quirk and they don't know. And until I'm kind of like until like the doctor sees that Deku has like medicine, like drug, medicine thing, a little bit like that, but it's also mixed in with like also like money making. So Deku has money making slash like um medicine, like drug making, because uh let's just say a guy like Deku radius to see like to grab quirks, like he doesn't need to touch anyone or like to look at anyone. Like he has a 30-mile radius of like anyone around him, and he can get quirks from him. So like his quirk, like when the doctor says they don't know if he has a quirk, like he started to worry, and like he activate his like passive quirk ability. So like his 30-mile radius of finding quirks is activated, and then so like the doctor sees like, oh, he has, never mind, he has like actually two quirks, money manipulation and like drug making. So Deku is like, he's surprised but he's happy. Zeus, he doesn't know what his quirk, because they say he doesn't have a quirk, but he's basically like the reincarnation of a Zeus, the god. So basically, yeah. um they're both heading home, and uh Zeus says it's okay. I still find a way to become a hero and get strong and stuff. Well, no, to get strong or something like that. All that. And I'm gonna say right now, Deku is gonna be an anti-hero. Well, kinda anti-hero, which yeah, Deku's gonna be like kind of an anti-hero, and crap, my bad. Yeah, he's pretty much gonna be an anti-hero, which Zeus is gonna be a hero. Well, kind of. Well, they're both gonna be anti-hero, but basically, Deku started making like illegal drugs. Well, kind of making illegal money in drugs and stuff. To help out the family, because Inko is really desperate and stuff. But something happened, and Inko kind of got caught in a bad situation. Like she didn't do nothing wrong. She like the officers think that was her, so she got put away into prison for like, a person gets like accused of a crime they didn't do. Yeah, that's what happened to her. She had to go to prison for like 2 months. 2 months. No, not 2 months. Probably like 3 months. 3 months. Yeah, 3 months of prison. And you know, and Zeus and Deku had to go to orphanage homes, because they didn't have no other family. So basically, they're going to orphan homes and stuff, and this is where the turning point that changed their lives forever. Now, this is where Deku, Zeus and Deku, they go to this orphanage home, which a lot of stuff happens. Now, Deku and Zeus, they get abused, all that stuff, and the other orphanage kids get abused into, and it's by not the headmaster, but by one of the staff of assistant of the headmaster, because the headmaster's gone, and he's right now trying to get the money to fix the orphanage, and the headmaster is like making it worse and stuff, and this is where the turning point turned them in, saying we gotta get rid of her like right now. So this is where Zeus and Deku plan on killing this person, and first Deku thinking about making this medicine to make this happen, but no, Zeus said, how about I just make an accident happen. Deku agrees upon it, saying I lead her to this right checkpoint while you make the accident happen. And so Zeus, he was like training with his quirk and learning that he can make rain happen or make lightning strikes happen out of nowhere. And so as Deku, bringing him outside, showing him, the basic thing. This is where Zeus make it start raining and stuff. And, this is where he makes the lightning strikes down and kill the person. Now they kill a person and they realize it's good, but they just realize something like, oh shit, like who's going to take care of this place? And and this is where we're gonna skip. All right, we're gonna skip into 2 years, not the start of the anime, but this is where the orphanage home is much different now. Deku with his like money making thing can like make money happen. Well, can make money happen. Basically, can make a lot of money. Well, and he made like 2 point. He made like 3 million. He made like 3 million things, and it didn't drain him. But he made like 3 million. And, he was upgrading the orphans. Helping out the kids and stuff. And, he also been putting upgrades and stuff. He been upgrading the kids. He been also having all their quirks and stuff, and he been also selling, not drugs, but selling medicine, like medicine to help people, like help drug addicts to stop being druggies and stuff, all that stuff. He been doing all that stuff, and and he knows he doesn't need to make money, but he been like selling like medicine drugs that people don't give out and stuff, or like it's too expensive. So he been helping out the homeless people who had corrupt like quirks and stuff, and he also been like making like boosters, like booster drugs to boost people quirks and all that and stuff, because he didn't need the money. Well, he did need the money. Well, kind of like to recognize other money too, because he only knew one money. But he basically been getting other money and stuff to copy it and stuff to recognize the money and stuff. And he been getting a lot of quirks. So, and he been like mixing matching quirks and stuff. We're gonna kind of do it like that, and doing all that stuff. Now, this is where a turning point where Zeus is at the orphanage, and um, you know Deku's basically saying, okay, I'm gonna go out and do all this stuff, and this is where Off One and uh Off One is basically looking for this guy who been boosting up like quirks and stuff and all that, and been healing people and all that, because he wants to recruit him for the villains, and, this is where Deku is walking, trying to do the medicines and stuff, sell out medicine and stuff, and give out boosters and all that. This is where a couple ducks trying to jump him and stuff, and this is where Deku much didn't know how to defend himself. Basically, do a summoning, and he summons a person from a different universe, and we're gonna say he summoned Naruto. Now, this is where, like, you say, well, is it the same Naruto? No, it's a different Naruto. It's a different Naruto, because let's say all alternate universe, they have multiple Narutos and stuff, and Deku can basically summon wherever Naruto or wherever Ichigo he wants to summon, or that. So basically, like what ifs and stuff, he can basically summon those people. So I'm gonna say he summoned Dracula Naruto. Now this is where Dracula Naruto is confused and saying, "Where am I?" And this is where Deku says, "I think I don't know, but I think I summoned you." And uh, Dracula Naruto is basically looking at Deku saying, "Huh, okay, well, do you need help? Like, what do you want?" And Deku says, "Yeah, I'm right now about to get killed by these thugs or get beat up." And this is where Dracula Naruto, basically, or should I say Naruto D, turns around and basically, just make them all bow down, and he summoned two of his like Valkyries to like stab him to death. And Deku Deku is like surprised that Dracula Naruto says, "All right, well that's it. We'll see ya." He basically Deku says, "Well, can I get to know your name?" And Naruto tells his name, Dracula Naruto from the other what if, and disappears, and gets summoned back. Deku saying, "Huh, I think I can summon other things." All that. So this is where Deku basically heads back home. And he basically makes new like medicine, drugs, and boosters and stuff and all that. And as he's doing that, he's basically he makes a clone, because he got a quirk that he can clone himself, and he made like a clone of himself, and he tests the drugs out to see if they're any compatible and stuff, and see if he and all that stuff. Now he makes like drugs that can like help you like get your eyesight and healing better. So he's doing all that stuff and all that. And he found a drug that can like instantly heal you, like instantly heals your wounds and like whatever wounds you got, like an injury or all that. So Deku says, "Oh, this is gonna come in handy," and he start going out selling them and stuff. And he been making a lot of stuff, and he has his own big account, and they start putting more upgrades to the orphanage, and the orphan kids they look up to Zeus and Deku like gods, and Zeus he doesn't know why, but he likes to praise. Like he feels like he gets stronger every time he gets praised and gets looked up and all that. And, and his hair is but his hair start turning all white and stuff, and his eyes is like, and his eyes start turning like yellow gold, and Deku says, "Is your quirk malversing?" And he says, "No, but I think I'm changing." And, and Deku says, "Huh, okay." And they start continue on, and we start with them starting to be, uh, them starting to be, let's say, kids, a little bit older. Let's say them start being 13 years old. 13 years old. We're not doing the start of anime yet, but basically, uh, Deku been invited to this meeting, and Zeus too. Now, Deku has henchmen, well, more like friends, but henchmen, and one is named Queen, and the other one named Knight, because and their quirks is different. Like Knight quirk is like he can summon a whole knight armor, and he basically looks like the Warden, but like he has like his armor is like impenetrable. Nothing can go through it or pierce him. So he's basically strong. And due to the enhancement that Deku enhanced, now his armor cannot get pierced or anything, and he can summon a sword. He can summon a sword, axe, like, or he can like summon uh like a mace and a shield. He can make summon like medieval weapons and stuff. And Queen, her like quirk is basically like speed, like like kind of like Speed Force, but like fast speed. And due to Deku, upgrading her, she can like run without like burning out or needing air. So all that. So Deku goes in the meeting, and this is where he meets. I forgot the guy with the crow mask, but basically he sees like them. They're all wearing like masks and stuff, except for Zeus. He doesn't wear a mask because like he doesn't wear a mask. He just basically he can change his like face and all that. So he basically changes like appearance of face so they don't recognize him. And Deku comes in, saying, "Yeah, here goes like the stuff you have." And Deku start getting their quirks. Everybody's quirk around him, and he's like, "Huh." So this is all their quirks, and and he's best to get the quirk from the little girl. And he looks at the little girl, and he's like, "Huh." So what do you possibly do to that girl? And he basically is lying, but Deku can read all his memories and thought he said, "That bastard." So Deku, basically be calm. He's calm and stuff. He said, "You know what? I think I want to do something." He basically snaps his finger and stops time. He grabs the girl, and he basically, grabs everybody, and he puts them in the car, and they start going. And they have a driver, so the driver start going and stuff, and start driving. Now, when time resumes, he's confused. He doesn't know what the hell happened, and he knows the girl's gone, and he starts saying after them, but it's already too late. Deku's gone and stuff, and at, at first he looks at the little girl. He asks, "What is her name?" She explains everything, and he says, "I'm not gonna use you as a weapon, as a drug or anything. I'm gonna help you, and I'm gonna give you a better life." And she says, "Are you like my big brother?" And Deku says, "Yeah, I'm your brother." He shows the two horns, the manifestation, because he manifests them, and he shows the two horns to her, saying that he's basically like her and stuff. And she's saying, "Oh wow, so you're like my brother?" "Yeah, I'm your long lost brother." And Zeus saying, "Yeah, I'm your brother too, but I don't have the same quirk." And they basically start talking and stuff, and he says, "Uh, let's go home because I'm gonna cook dinner and stuff." She started getting happy, like start smiling and stuff, saying, "And later on, I help you train up your quirk." She's getting scared about it, but Deku says, "Oh, don't worry. I told you that is gonna happen. If you can't control it, I'm just gonna help you, all right?" You know, they head home and stuff, head to the orphans and stuff, and have they meal and stuff, and all the orphans. All the orphans they eat luxurious. They eat perfectly calm. They eat neat. They eat all calmly and stuff, and all orphans and stuff like no orphans are like left unstarved. Like they all have video games and stuff, and Deku and Zeus, always have them on a bedtime and all that, and all that. Now, when they're selling stuff, like some of the orphanages, like the orphans, they basically like they're all grateful because Deku do these things for them. Like they get like their brothers and sisters from other orphans, bring them to that orphanage like that they have and all that, and Deku, like they look at Deku like as a really good person because Deku, he doesn't sell drugs, he doesn't sell like drugs or none of that. He just sells medicine and all that. But Deku, he also does dark stuff. Like he kills people and all that, just to like to get more benefits and perks at the end. Because some people ask him to murder and whack someone. So Deku does some of that, and Zeus agrees upon it too. So they're kind of like in the middle. So, but Deku is like feed them and all that stuff and gives them like gives people medicine and stuff, and the orphanage sees that. They don't see no bad side or anything, and they offer like they want to do the job too. They want to like sell some medicine and stuff, and, Deku says no, but they want it, and Deku says all right. So all that stuff happened, all that, and Zeus, he kind of looks like that, wearing the suit and all that, and wearing a suit with gloves and all that, but his eyes is much different. It's like a ring with like yellowness, and his hair is white, and Deku's is like more as dark green, turning into dark green and stuff. And they both wear a suit, but basically, they're doing fine. And the guy who like owns the orphan, like the woman who owns the orphanage, comes back finally. But she sees like the orphanage all upgraded, and she asks who did that. And, Zeus and Deku comes and says we did this, and she asks how did y'all, and Zeus and Deku says, there's one thing simple. You're going to treat these kids with most respect, and also you're going to do your job as you were supposed to do, and just keep track and all that while we do the work, do all the dirty work and good work. And she doesn't say anything, but she agrees upon. And we're going to pretty much leave this into part one. What if Deku had summoning and one for all. Leave a like, comment. I might put part two later on the pins. And I'm Keisha and see ya.